There's a lot of choices that architects and dev managers and VPs have when they're going through and trying to pick their tech stack. When you could go with options that are maybe a little bit more fashionable in Silicon Valley, maybe Golang or Ruby or Rust. Those, I would say, are a bit more niche, and it really depends upon the use case. The vast majority of companies that we work with, more than likely, already have a contract in place with Microsoft, because Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. And so we've actually found that the barrier to entry is much lower for companies if they're considering their tech stacks, if they go with .NET. There are MSDN licenses to consider, there's Visual Studio that you have to get, but all that aside, what we have found is that Microsoft Now and .NET Now compared to .NET even 5 or 6 years ago, it's almost like a different language. Microsoft is open sourcing all of .NET Core. They're making a big play in terms of open large language models. There's so much activity that is happening in .NET that it is so much easier for the ecosystem to proliferate across all the different clouds. If you go to, it honestly doesn't matter anymore. It's not just Azure. If you're on AWS, you can run .NET. If you're on GCP, you can run .NET. If you're on Oracle's cloud, I'm sure I know a few people that are, you can run .NET anywhere. And in terms of speed, .NET Core is blazing fast. They stripped out so much of the legacy cruft that was there in .NET Framework that now it's comparable to something like a Quarkus on Java, where it's so much faster, it's so much easier to use. They got rid of all of the legacy bloat. And we've had customers year after year after year requesting .NET Framework to .NET Core modernization. It not only helps with your security posture to make sure that you're using a version that has no known vulnerabilities, but it also improves the developer experience. And spoiler alert, developers aren't cheap. You're not going to be able to locate a developer in an Aldi Finds section. Optimizing their time, making sure that you're prioritizing the scarce allocation of their finite resources. If there's something you can do that would make a developer 5 or 6 or 7% more productive, all in. And we have seen time and time again a .NET Framework to a .NET Core modernization deployed to Azure, deployed to AWS, deployed to any cloud you want. That is often something that will help all the companies that we work with take the next step in their evolution.